Hello and welcome to Think Watercolour. Today I'm working from this reference image of three tall-masted yachts moored in a small harbour. I want to demonstrate how to simplify a background and a simple way to paint water ripples. I started with a quick sketch focusing attention to some of the detail on the yachts as they're the focal point, and just outlining the background buildings. For the sky I'm using cobalt blue and adding some clean water as I come down the page towards the horizon to lighten the colour at the horizon. Just painting around the buildings and the yachts, and then continuing down towards the bottom of the paper, again lighter at the horizon line and getting darker as I come down to the bottom of the paper. This creates aerial perspective and pushes the horizon back into the painting. Just adding a little bit more blue to that foreground area. Just let that dry a little bit. It's still wet, and I've just mixed up some darker mix of the cobalt blue, more pigment and a lot less water. It's nearly all pigment, and just with a smaller brush, just indicating some of the ripples in the waves. And as I get further away towards the yachts, the ripples get smaller and closer together. Then I took a smaller brush, clean brush with just a damp brush, and lifted out some of the highlights on above the ripples. Just going over it a few times, wiping the brush on some paper towel in between. Timing is key when you're painting ripples like this. You have to do it when the paper's just damp. That way you'll end up with no hard edges, just soft edges on those ripples. And while that's drying, I'm just using some yellow ochre just to put a first wash on those background buildings and the harbour wall at the back. Okay, that's all dry, and I'm using a ruler and a detail brush just to paint the masts. These are very tall masts. Don't ever be frightened to use rulers for this sort of thing. Some people say it's cheating. There's no such thing as cheating in art. Use whatever you want. Over the centuries, artists have used every tool at their disposal to paint, so don't ever feel guilty about using a ruler to get a straight line for things like this. And just using the same detail brush, putting some ripples in the water, reflections of the masts, and just lifting out where the highlighted areas are on the ripples, just because the reflection would look slightly lighter on those parts. There's a furled sail attached to the mast on the right hand boat, so I'm just putting the reflection in first while I'm doing reflections, and then I'll paint the actual sail, again using that detailed brush. I always find that getting the rigging and the mast painted early on in the painting like this reduces any anxiety that you might have at the end of trying to get the rigging right when you've already finished most of the painting. So I can now paint quite freely for the rest of the painting. Here I'm just adding some of the details on the boats, the furled sails and their reflection in the water. Just making sure that the reflections have some ripples, not painting solid colours for the reflections. Just using the same colours that I had in the palettes, cobalt blue and some ultramarine for these furled sails. They're all the same sort of colour. And to create some greys, some warm greys and cool greys, I've just used some burnt sienna with the cobalt blue and the ultramarine just to create some different shades of grey for the hulls on the boats. The left hand boat and the right hand boat, and the centre boat is a dark blue colour, so I'll use ultramarine with a touch of neutral tint to darken it. The paper I'm using for this demonstration is Saunders Waterford 300-gram rough paper. And I'm using quite a limited palette for this sketch. Ultramarine, cobalt blue, a touch of burnt sienna and a little bit of neutral tint. While the hulls on the boats are drying, I'm just working on those background buildings. And as I said at the beginning, I want to keep this very vague, so I'm just touching in with some of the grey and adding a little bit of burnt sienna to the mix, mixing it all wet in wet, leaving a couple of areas of lighter colour for the a bit of variety in the building, just letting it all blend together. Keeping it very vague. I don't want any detail in those background buildings. Same with the quayside, it's just a block of colour using those same colour mixes of ultramarine, cobalt blue and touch of burnt sienna to create some warm and cool greys. Just making sure I indicate some ripples. I'm using a fairly small brush, I think it's a number 2 brush. Adding a little bit of blue into the mix there, just creating a variety of tonal values. I'll let this dry and come back to it later, but for this initial wash I'm just keeping it very loose. Okay, I'm going to let this all dry and then come back and work on the main area of the buildings, just adding some bits of detail here and there, but nothing specific, just vague areas of different colours and a variety of tones, just to make those background buildings look a little bit more interesting, but without adding any specific detail, just indicating a few windows and doorways and a few lighter areas and some darker areas. And for the harbour wall, I'm just darkening the top of that wall. The stronger mix of the cobalt blue and burnt sienna to create this warm grey. Just taking it down to the water's edge and then softening with a damp brush just to create an indication of a reflection, just a few thin lines. And same with the right hand side. Just strengthening that harbour wall just to pull it forward in the painting. Darker, warmer colours tend to come forward. And again, making sure I get some indication of ripples. And for the details on the boats, I'm just using a rigger. Again, using a variety of the colours that I've been using all along, blues and warm greys and cool greys. Just picking out some of the detail on the boats now, just the fenders down the side of the boats, just the fenders that protect them when they're moored against other boats or on a quayside. A few of the detailed lines on the top of the hulls, some indication of the cabins on these boats. They're quite big boats, these, although they may not look it, they are decent sized sailing yachts. So when you start putting these details in, especially the darks, it really brings the painting to life. And for the background buildings, I'm just adding a few dark patches here and there with the rigger, just indicating a few darker lines, just to liven things up a little bit, and no particular detail. Here I'm using some white gouache just to indicate a few highlights here and there on the boats and the background buildings, just to liven things up a little bit, but again, as I said earlier, no particular detail. And I think I'm pretty much finished. As you can see, I've added a few seagulls flying around in the background. There are lots of ways of painting ripples in water. This is just one of them that I've demonstrated. I do hope you found this demonstration useful. If you did, do give it a like. It really helps with YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, do subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. I do try to post once every week or so. And once more, thanks for watching.